Hi everybody, it's Sandy Bacus here. My channel name is sandybstitcher, and I'm back with an update finally. Wow, it has really been a crazy couple of months, but I'm feeling better, and I have some stitching to show you guys, and a couple of charts that I got, and a life update on everything that's been going on. And I'm sure there's some of you that don't care about my broken arms or my husband or any of that other stuff. And if that's the case, fine. I am going to show you the stitching first. And then I will talk about what's been going on and how I'm doing and where I'm going from here afterwards. So I hope you enjoy the video. I did lose some subscribers after I posted my health updates. And I'm sorry that if some people didn't want to continue to watch, but if you're here, I am so happy you're here. And I hope that what I'm showing you will be of interest to you and that you'll come back and maybe let some of your friends know, and they'll come and visit, and maybe I'll gain back a few of those subscribers that I did lose. So anyways, let's get started. I worked on, and I'm still, arms don't work really great, so just bear with me here. I'm doing the best I can. Okay, I was working on this kit, this Design Works kit, and it's called Home Sweet Home, and it's the kitties and the dogs and the little mouse down there. And I don't know how well that's showing up in there, but I'm working on this, and I put a few more stitches into it, and this is on, I believe it's 14 count Ada, and there we go. I hope you can see it. I hope I'll be able to hold these up enough that you can see. Where I was working this last time was over here on the side, and I worked some more on the little guy here and some of this black up around him, and I did some of the back stitching up around his ears and head and added a little bit more to this tablecloth down here. So not a whole lot, but every little stitch counts. So I will continue to be working on this. And also, while I'm showing you these, I watched everybody doing Whip Go last year, and I thought, you know what, that kind of looks like fun. But you know what kind of a year I was having last year. So I have set up a Whip Go board for this coming year, for 2021, and I'm looking forward to making some progress on some of my whips. I was able to put, I think, every whip on the board, and so I know they'll all get worked on, and I have plans to finish some of them. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. But anyways, this I'm just going to flash you real quick from back here, because this is just the chart. That's all I have. It was a freebie that I got when I was at Keepsakes in Cincinnati, Ohio. And for those of you that maybe don't know or don't remember, I live in northern Ohio, near Lake Erie, not on Lake Erie, but we are probably about 3 miles inland in a small town called Vermilion, Ohio. We're between Cleveland on the east side and Toledo on the west side, if you give it a really big thing. But if you know anything about Cedar Point, I only live probably 20-25 minutes away from Cedar Point. So that's in Sandusky. So, okay, there's the pumpkin. And this I didn't work on recently. This was something I had worked on before I broke my arms. And so here is the little bit that I had gotten done on that. And hopefully this one will see some progress this year. Okay, the next one, I'm not going to show you the picture because I think everybody knows Pandemic. And I did stitch on Pandemic a little bit. in between when I broke my left arm and when I broke my right arm, there was a 4-week period in there. Towards the end of that 4-week period, there was a couple of days in there when I could finally hold the Q-snap in my left hand and I could stitch with my right. And so I put a few stitches into this, and then, you know, of course, the other one got broke. But I did a little bit of stitching on this when I came home from the nursing home in rehab, because it's being all one color, it was easy for me to just thread up a needle and just stitch till that thread was gone. And I didn't have to be picking up things to be looking for different colors. So I did get some progress on this. And here's where it is right now. And this is 208 purple DMC. And I love it. The color doesn't show up quite right on the screen, but it's there. And this material has kind of a reddish cast going through it. I don't know if you can, I think it's showing up. It's called Wild Berry, and where's the tag? I ordered it from 123 Stitch. It's Jobel and Ada, 14 count, hand dyed. Oh, Mixed Berry is the name of it, not Wild Berry. And it's a Witchelt material. So there we go again. There is Pandemic. So let me try to put this over here now. And now the last thing that I stitched on is Shades of Summer by Artisy. And for those of you that had been watching me, you knew that I was on a roll with this, and my plan had been to finish it before the end of October. And I was well on my way to that when on October 8th, I broke my left arm. And so this is where I am now, and I have a needle stuck in here, so I'm going to, I was stitching on it this morning, and then I had to stop to watch church on Zoom, and I decided just to go ahead and do this video instead of going in here and finishing up some more stitches. So here is Shades of Summer by Artisy, and where I am right now, and I may have some trouble holding this up, but I'm going to do the best I can. And there we go. All I have left is that little corner down there. And part of that corner, if you look, like right here, where this is starting to come down, this is almost all one color. So when I get these stitches filled in over in here, then all I have is one color to stitch straight down there. And so this is going to be finished fairly soon. And here it is again. And there, that's it. I can't hold up my one arm anymore. So I'm just going to have to call that it. But the next time that you see it, it will be completed. And it's beautiful. I love it, and I love stitching it, and I'm so happy. So now I did go uptown to the local needlework store because in watching somebody else's FLOSSTUBE, and I'm sorry, I can't remember whose it was that I saw, and I think I also saw this on Instagram. There was a prairie schooler called Christmas Eve. And I don't have a picture of it. It was Santa and his reindeer across the top, and then there was some borders on it, if I remember correctly. But I saw it, and it just reached out and touched me. So I went uptown. I had to go to the grocery store the other day, so I went uptown to look and see, did they have it? And she didn't have it. She wasn't familiar with it. So she told me, well, she could order it. And I try to support that local store when I can. So I told her, yes, go ahead and order it. So when she went back in the back and pulled it up, I was looking around in the front, of course. And when she saw it, she said, oh, that is really, really cute. So she says, I'm going to order 2 because she says, I think I'll be able to sell it to somebody else. So she went ahead and ordered the 2 and told me they'll be in sometime next week, and she's going to let me know. So I will have that one coming. But while I was looking, I saw these. And of course, you know, I couldn't walk out of there empty-handed. You know how it is. So now I better take it out of the plastic because it's just going to glare. This one is from Cottage Garden, and I've never stitched a Cottage Garden before. It's called Bless This Home. And what drew me in was the teal on the pigeon and the larger than life fact that he is so big. And I thought this should be a fairly quick stitch. And so I went ahead and I got it. And it's all DMC. And they did it on 36 count, but I have tons of fabric upstairs, so I will do it on whatever I have. But I thought that one was really, really cute. And then again, that's Cottage Garden, Bless This Home. And then the other one that caught my eye, and this is just a little thing here, so let me pull this out. And again, this is from a design that I have never stitched. It is Cherry Hill Stitchery, and it is called Pink Owl on Branch. And that pink owl, same thing, reached out and touched me. And I just thought, oh my gosh, it is so cute. Don't you think so? And again, this should be a fairly quick and easy stitch. It's all DMC. And it has another one that goes with it that's called Love You to the Moon. It says that makes the 2 of those make a set. I don't know that I'll get the other one, but the little pink owl just really, I really like that. And again, that is Cherry Hill Stitchery. Really, really cute. And so I will have these to start at some point, plus all those other charts I have upstairs that I haven't started yet, plus all my whips. But I hope to make some progress this year. And working with the Whip Go board, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I think Jessie Marie hit it out of the park when she started that thing. And I believe that she said she's got like over 1,300 people now on the group, the Facebook group. So, you know, good for her. I have been trying to watch a little bit of FLOSSTUBE, not a whole heck of a lot, but I am stitching every day again now. And now that I have shown you my stitching, if you don't want to hear anything about broken arms and what's going on in my life right now, then you can say goodbye, and I wish you well and send you love and hugs. But if you are interested in knowing what's going on, what has gone on, and where I'm going from here, then stay tuned, and I'll continue on with that. Most of you know that on October the 8th, I was knocked down during one of my husband's falls. He has Parkinson's, and he had taken a very, very bad downward spiral and was falling on a very regular basis. And I got knocked down out in the workshop and banged up my face, skin off here, had a black eye, I had black and blue marks all down and down underneath my chin and everything. And plus broke this shoulder, broke it right at the top where the arm, it was on the arm bone, but right where it, almost right where it goes into the shoulder. So they called it a broken shoulder. It's easier for me to say arm, so I just say I broke my arms. And I skinned up my knee really bad, so I still have a pretty good scar on my knee. So they put it in a sling, went to the emergency room, they put it in a sling, and I was doing okay. November the 5th, exactly 4 weeks to the day after the first fall, Bob had another bad fall, and I fell again, this time in the family room. And this time when I fell forward, I was trying to protect this arm, and so I came down on this arm, and I broke this one, almost in the same exact place. I have since had a test and found out that I have osteoporosis. I knew that I had osteopenia before, and I had taken the drugs that they give you to take, and I had taken the Prolia shots, and I had improved, so they had taken me off of those medications. But apparently, I had gone back down and hit into the osteoporosis category, which is brittle bones for older people. 2 breaks, and they've told me that I need to be super, super careful now because my bones could continue to break. And so they're also my doctor is checking in to see if my insurance company will approve Prolia again so that they can maybe try to get me built back up a little bit. Okay, so where did that leave me? They put me in the hospital, and I had both arms in slings. If you can imagine that, I could not feed myself. I could not even go to the bathroom and take care of business. I had to have someone else do that for me. You talk about embarrassing. And, but it is what it is, and I had to do with it. And I was in the hospital for 3 days, then transferred to a rehab facility. And I was in there for several weeks and then came home the Monday before Thanksgiving. I have continued to improve, and in fact, the doctor, the orthopedic doctor who I saw last Thursday, told me that he is shocked at the way that I have improved. He said I am much further along than he thought I would be at this point. And also, my occupational therapist has decided that I really don't need any more occupational therapy. She says, I know the exercises, so I should just continue to do them, and they're going to send someone out this coming week for an exit interview, and that's going to be it. I won't have to have them coming out anymore. And I have a visiting nurse, and she's been coming out once a week, and I would imagine that when she comes tomorrow, this will probably be her last visit too. So, they're releasing me. I'm on my own. My orthopedic doctor told me I have no restrictions, that I just need to keep stretching and keep moving. And you might be thinking, okay, where am I at? Because I was saying, something about still having a little trouble. Well, this arm, I can get it all the way up there. Yay! Do you see that? It hurts. It hurts when I do that. Don't get me wrong. That hurts. But I can do it. And I can reach forward, and I can reach to the side, and I can reach to this side. And that is so, so wonderful because I can actually reach up into the cupboard. Now, when I do reach up there and I try to pick something up, when I get the weight in my hand, it hurts. And like, say hairspray, you wouldn't even think about spraying hairspray. When I try to push the button on the hairspray, it is my hand, these muscles in here, the tendons and everything are very weak. So I can just barely push that button on the hairspray and get it around my head. But like I said, I do have some pain up in here, but it's compared to what it was. Oh my gosh, it's fantastic. Now, this arm, not so good. This was the first break. And the doctor told me that this was a much worse break than this one was. I don't know if the difference was I went down on carpeting that's on cement. This one, I went straight down on a cement floor because it was out in the workshop in the garage. And I think I went with a whole lot more force, because I think with this one what happened was is Bob shot his arm out to try to grab a hold of me to keep him from falling. And I think what happened was is he hit me, and it happened so fast that I can't even remember what happened, and he doesn't know. But I think that because all of a sudden I was turned in the opposite direction from him, and I was flying across that floor, and I couldn't gain my footing, and I just went down. And that's why my face hit first, or else my face and my shoulder hit together. I'm not really sure what happened, because it's like when you have a car accident, you can't really replay all of it in your mind because it's not there. But it is a much worse break. So with this one, I can get the arm up like this, and then it really starts to hurt. Now they want me to work on really stretching this, and it hurts. You can see I'm raising my shoulders, because in order to get it up there, I have to raise my shoulders. Well, I have to get to where I can get it up without raising my shoulders. Now I can get it out to the side, but it hurts really, really bad. And I can get it over to here, and that also hurts some. And I can stretch it out here, and that hurts. But to try to go up with it, I really have to work on that. And that's where I need to just keep doing it. They said, just take my arm, run it up a wall, take my hand, run it up the wall. And then when it gets to where I feel like I can't go anymore, try to walk my fingers up that wall and just stretch as much as I can without it, passing out from the pain or something. But so I got to keep doing that. And I really can't lift much of anything with this arm, because it's so weak yet. And of course, a lot of you will remember that when I was in the hospital in the nursing home, they took away my prednisone for my polymyalgia rheumatica. And while I was in the nursing home, I went into a huge flare-up. And if anybody has autoimmune and you understand what I'm talking about with a flare-up, I was in so much pain that I thought I just couldn't stand it. I would just lay in that bed and cry because I hurt so bad. And I'm allergic to a lot of pain medications, so the only thing they would give me was either plain old Tylenol or Tylenol with codeine. And it was everything that, it was really, really hard for me to get through that. But when I came home and contacted my rheumatologist, he immediately put me back on the prednisone. But when you have a huge flare-up like that, it takes time to get that inflammation to calm back down. And what I had to do was keep increasing my prednisone. And when I got up to about 40 milligrams, it finally started subsiding, the pain in my upper arms. Now I still have some because the breaks, and there's just a little bit here yet. But I've been on 40 milligrams for 5 days. I'm going to try it for just a few more days, and then maybe try to start dropping down. And I see my rheumatologist on January the 6th, and we'll see what he wants me to do from there, whether he wants me to stay at the higher dose for a while until all my pain is gone, or whether he feels that I can start down. I just want to make sure that all of that pain does not come back. So that's where I am with me. And my granddaughter is still staying here with me. She's at work right now, but she's been working quite a bit right now because she works at BAM, which is Books A Million, and it's Christmas time, and so they're working a lot of hours. But I'm doing okay. I can feed, I can fix food and get myself, and I can shower now. It hurts to take that towel and try to get it around behind me to dry my back, but I can't do it now. And so that's where we're at. All right, as far as my husband goes, when I was taken by ambulance on November 5th to the emergency room and admitted to the hospital, I had Miranda, my granddaughter, call his brother, and his brother came over here, and his brother saw how much he was falling, and he decided that the only thing that he didn't feel he could take care of Bob, and his wife came over here, and she saw how much he was falling, and she decided that there was no way that she felt she could take care of him because she has back problems and other health issues too. And so it took him all day, but he talked Bob into going to the hospital. And by the time, I guess, that afternoon rolled around and he went to take Bob to the emergency room, Bob was really having trouble even standing. And with the walker, he kept going backwards. So Rick said that he had to stand right behind him and hold him up. And that's what I had been having to do. And so they admitted him basically because his brother started talking about the dementia and everything. And so they admitted him. And then after several days, he was transferred to a nursing home. They worked with, his brother worked with social services and a case manager at the hospital to get him taken to a VA approved facility because Bob is 100% disabled through the VA system because the Parkinson's was probably caused by Agent Orange in Vietnam. He was in the areas where this was prevalent. And so the VA has accepted responsibility for that. Thank goodness. I am going to have to pay for part of the nursing home stay because Bob had never previously signed up for a VA doctor. He had always used his insurance he worked for U.S. Steel, and he had pretty good insurance through his pension and retiree benefits. And so he had always used that and never signed up for a VA doctor. So because he didn't have a VA doctor when he went in there, our insurance would only pay for so many days. And then there was a period of time before they got him set up with a VA doctor, and so the VA kicked in to pay. So I will be getting a bill for that, and it's probably about 15 days. And 15 days in the nursing home is going to be a pretty penny. But I should be able to figure out how to take care of that. But Bob is still in the nursing home. The social worker at the nursing home is telling me at this point that he needs to stay there, that he shouldn't come home. All of my doctors are telling me that I should leave him there, that I shouldn't bring him home, that it would not be safe for me. But Bob is calling me every day and telling me how lonely he is, how he hates it there, how he has no privacy there, how he wants to come home. And I'm so torn. I don't ever want to have to go through what I went through. Having 2 broken arms and the excruciating pain that I went through, I don't ever want to have that happen to me again. But at the same time, I love my husband. We spent our anniversary apart, November 27th, 42 years, and we didn't even get to see each other. I cannot go there and visit him because of COVID. They're not allowing visitation. I hope to sometime in the next week or so be able to go over there and stand outside of his window and let him be able to at least see me. I've told him that I'm not sure he's going to be able to come home, and he gets really angry. And then I have to listen to a tirade on the phone, and I try to change the subject. Parkinson's, unfortunately, for a lot of these people, when the dementia and the memory loss sets in, they tend to get mean. And that's another thing that scares me. It's like I wanna be able to take care of him, but I don't know that I can. And his brother keeps telling me, no, don't bring him home. Don't do it. Don't do it. So I don't know what's going to happen at this point. I told Bob that we just have to wait until I am better. And then I have to talk to the people at the nursing home. I have to find out what they tell me. Do they think that I could take care of him at home? The problem when he was home is he wouldn't listen to me. I would tell him, don't get up unless you let me know, and you wait for me to get there and help you. And then I had gait belts, which I could wrap around him and hold on to it, and he could walk with the walker, and I could kind of stand behind him and next to him a little bit and steady him. I didn't have to hold him up all the time, but I could steady him. But he wouldn't listen. He'd get up on his own, and he would try to walk without the walker, and then he'd fall. And then I'd have to help him up. Well, that's the thing I won't be able to do anymore. Not with these arms. I will not be able to help him up. If he goes down, he's going to have to figure it out for himself. That's if he comes home. And he has fallen at the nursing home, but he keeps telling me, oh, I haven't fallen for 3 weeks. And I asked him, I said, yeah, but they told me they have an alarm on you so that you can't get up. If you try to get up, it rings and alerts them. And the only way you're walking is with somebody right next to you. And he said, well, yeah, that's true. And I said, yeah, but at home here, I don't have an alarm to put on you. And I said, if you started getting up again and not listening to me, I said, we'd be starting all over again. I mean, there were times I watched him, I was trying to get to him to help him, and he would get up and he would take that walker and just pick it up off the ground and just swing it around and throw himself totally off balance, and then down he'd go. I can't deal with that. And it's upsetting to me because it makes me feel guilty, because I keep thinking about our wedding vows. You know, you say for better, for worse, richer, poorer, in sickness and in health. But I think that at some point it reaches a point where maybe you have to put your own health and well-being ahead of that other person. And if this COVID would just get over with and I could go there and visit with him, I think it would make all the difference in the world. So at this point, that's where I'm going to leave it. I just have to wait and see what's going to happen. I don't have the answers. I'm praying to God to help me, to give me the wisdom to know what is the right thing to do, and then to be able to do it. And any of you that are praying people, I would appreciate your prayers to help me make those decisions, help my shoulders to heal and get me better. And I'm going to thank all of you for being out there, the cards, the emails, the messages on Messenger, all of it. Thank you. And now at this very end, I have some very sad news. And I left this to the very end because I knew that it was going to be very hard for me to tell you this. But my sister-in-law, Lori, passed away on Thursday afternoon. She fought that lung cancer. She fought harder than anybody I've ever seen in my life. And just last weekend, she wanted to go and eat, and I couldn't go with her because Miranda had gotten exposed to COVID at work, and Miranda had to go and get a COVID test, and I didn't want it in case Miranda had gotten it and given it to me. I didn't want to go and be around Lori. So I didn't get to see her these last couple months. And I'm sorry, but I have to get this out. Thankfully, Miranda's test was negative and she went back to work the other day. But Lori took a really bad downturn Wednesday and was having trouble breathing. And by Wednesday night, she wanted my brother to take her to the emergency room, but she couldn't make it out of the house. And so he had to call 911, and they took her in. And on Thursday, they had to intubate her. And from that point on, she wasn't here, but she wasn't there yet either. And they called my brother and told him to come, and he went on Thursday early afternoon or late morning, something like that. He stopped and he picked up her mother. Her mother's 86 years old. And they went there, and, she was basically comatose, with the machines doing everything for her. And they told my brother that there was no hope. And so he didn't want to be there when she passed. And so he took her mother, because her mother was having a really hard time at the hospital. He took her mother home, and the hospital called him within an hour and told him that she was gone. He is devastated. I went over Friday morning. He asked me to come. I helped him make some arrangements. And they're going to have a memorial service on Tuesday evening. She wanted to be cremated. And so please pray for my brother. Pray for Lori's mother and the rest of her family. She had a whole slew of brothers and sisters. And pray for me. I miss her so much already. And that's where I'm going to leave it. I send out my love to all of you. I send my hugs out to all of you. I wish everybody a very, very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I'll be back after the first of the year to show you what stitching I've got going then. So please take care, stay safe, stay well. I love you all. Bye.